Dude, free will is crazy. Hey, welcome back to Soup. Today, I'm encouraging plagiarism. I'm sure you know that rip-off movies are insane, and I bet you've probably seen people like Danny Gonzalez or Ted Nivison cover some pretty wacky and crazy rip-off movies, but I've never seen anyone cover this one. You know how Batman is a well-written, awesome, beloved comic book character? Have you ever wished that you came up with Batman and were able to make the first movie ever depicting Batman? Have you ever wished that you wrote, directed, and starred in an action movie as Batman? Well, this is definitely something that Canadian director, writer, and actor Brett Kelly wished for, and it came true. Sort of. And going forward, I will refer to this as a movie, but just remember that I'm using that term very loosely. This is more akin to like a home video that your dad made trying to be cool because he just learned how to use like Adobe Premiere. But this isn't the only movie that this Brett Kelly has written. He's also directed such hits as Raiders of the Lost Shark and Thunderstorm: Return of Thor. And it seems that Brett Kelly has been making these kind of movies for quite a long time. And maybe someday I'll talk about his other movies. But today, let's look at this very good ripoff of Batman. So buckle up and let's talk about the rise of the Black Bat. And we get our opening shot here on two thugs. And we can already tell at the beginning of this movie that the lighting is great. It looks like someone just held a flashlight up next to the camera and was like, yeah, that looks natural. But we get these two goons talking about how cold it is, and one of them's gotta take a leak, I guess, so he goes around the corner, and then we are treated to a very long shot of the other guy just waiting for him to come back.
Shut up. Steve?
I'm not even kidding, I didn't edit this at all. This is just this is how long it is. I should also mention that this is the pacing throughout the entire movie. We have a ton of long shots with zero dialogue and some music in the background, with not a lot going on screen. But here we see for the first time the Black Bat. And he looks... Right after he takes down this thug, the Black Bat gives us a little bit of backstory. Lets us know that his name is actually Tony Quinn, and he's a district attorney turned vigilante. Also, remember this scene for later because this is not the only time we're gonna see this. But we can see that the bad lighting is something that just travels throughout this entire film. There's not really any shot that has good lighting unless they're in a building that's well lit. I mean, look at this. We can't even see his face. What kind of shot is this? But after he gives us a little bit of a brief backstory about how he is not just a nighttime vigilante, but he is actually the district attorney. But then we are treated to probably the longest opening credits scene I've ever seen. I particularly love the PS2 graphic buildings that we have in the background as well. It's very high budget. And that opening credit scene lasts for 2 minutes. But after that, we see a woman in a parking lot who it looks like she is just by herself walking home at night. We also see that there are two thugs following her, and we can only expect this is not going to end well. Again, these are the longest shots ever. And also, we can definitely tell it looks like they're supposed to go around a different corner, but it's just the same corner. I don't know if they just couldn't afford to go over a block or if they only had access to the one building, but they're not going anywhere. It's the same corner. There's also a lot of non-verbal communication in this movie. Apparently, these guys don't really know how to talk and don't really want to, but they can definitely nod. But then the Black Bat comes and saves the day. And then the Black Bat goes into what would be maybe his Black Batmobile, but it's just a car. And like, apparently this must be like his car, because like on like the sunroof thing, he's got like papers and stuff there. I assume that was just stuff that he normally had in his car. Again, the highest of budgets for this movie. But as he's driving in his car, this is used as a way to give us some flashbacks about how he became the Black Bat and why he does what he does as he does now. And in these flashbacks, we see him at the attorney's office, seemingly talking with a girl about some crime boss they're trying to take down. And then we see him at home for the night, again, with the longest shots ever of him brushing his teeth and getting ready to go to sleep. Also, literally, he has like grandma quilted blankets on his bed. Like, how old is this guy? Is this his house? Did he film this in his house or did he film it in like his grandma's house? But during all of this, we have a creepy guy coming into the house who looks like it's up to no good. Tony Quinn catches this man off guard by being not in his bed, but behind the door with a gun, and he's just ready. There's no way for him to have known that someone was coming in. I don't know how he planned this, but apparently he's got super bat hearing. But the question is still begging, who is this guy? Who is this guy that just broke into Tony Quinn's house?
Kirby. You do know that name, don't you?
What? This guy's Kirby? Why did they choose that name? He could have been called anything. Kirby, you know that name, don't you? Yeah, I've played all of his games. What? But apparently this guy, his brother was like some sort of criminal and Tony Quinn put him away. And that was like a wake-up call for this other guy whose name is Silk. I don't know what they were thinking for the names of this movie, but Silk Kirby. Okay. Also, anytime that anyone has a line in this movie, they give it like 2 to 3 seconds after they've said their line of just their face before they move to the next shot. Like, here, like, watch this one.
How?
Ow. And then it just cuts to the guy smirking. I don't... What? But then Jack Kirby also tells Tony Quinn that the mob boss, I think his name is Snate or something like that, is sending a man to have him killed so that way he doesn't go to jail. But they devise a plan. The man comes to, you know, snuff out Tony Quinn before he can testify against the crime boss in the morning. But it's not Tony Quinn in bed, it's Kirby. And Quinn is behind him and just shoots him. Like, doesn't tell him to stop, doesn't, you know, like, I don't know the legal ramifications of that, but I don't think you can just shoot a guy. And then he tells Kirby to call the cops because the guy's bleeding on his carpet. Again, I don't know the legal ramifications of that, but I don't think you can just shoot a guy without warning him. But after that, Kirby just, you know, basically offers to be Tony Quinn's Alfred. He's like, basically anything that you want, I'll do. Like, again, we have no context. The only thing he did was like lock up his brother, and all of a sudden he's like, I owe you the world. It's like, you've arrested his brother. What? It doesn't. And then we jump to the next night. And the crime boss that Tony Quinn is trying to put away is talking with his goons, and he's not happy about the fact that the assassin that he sent to go kill Tony Quinn ended up dead himself. Also, all of the, like, jokes in this movie don't really land at all. Like, they make a joke about some guy being right, and he's like, mark it on the calendar, and the guy's like, okay. Like, that's, how is that supposed to be a joke? They're just, like, talking.
I think you're right. Mark this on the calendar. Ken was right.
Sure thing, boss.
But then we get the origin story scene. Whoa. You know how for most famous comic book characters, they have to have an origin of why they are a superhero, what set them on the path to be the hero that they are now. Like for Spider-Man, he was bit by a radioactive spider and gained super strength and a bunch of other abilities, and so he fights crime because he was given these gifts. Batman witnesses his family being killed in an alley and decides to dedicate his entire life to stopping thugs like that. And just like every other superhero, Tony Quinn needs a backstory and an origin as well to do the things that he does. So why does he become a superhero, you ask?
You shouldn't have tried to get Snake to take the stand.
I'm sorry, what?
Someone call an ambulance. Help's on its way. You'll be all right.
I can't see.
Because his partner for the case splashes his eyes with acid or a chemical or something. Okay, I can understand the person working at the DA's office being on like the mafia boss's payroll or whatever, but she just has a cup of eye not work juice, and he's like, nothing is wrong with his skin or anything like that. It just affects his eyes only. Like, what? And now Tony Quinn can't see. So yeah, apparently this is actually a mix, not just a Batman ripoff, a mix between a Batman and a Daredevil ripoff. So 2 for the price of 1. You're welcome. We then see that the doctors try to save his sight, but they can't. And Tony Quinn's pretty broken up about it. Tony Quinn is at home drinking what we assume is like alcohol of some kind, but I guess it's like water. And he's talking to Kirby, who again is just like his butler now, I guess. I don't understand the relationship that he has to Kirby. It doesn't make any sense. But Tony Quinn is, you know, complaining about the fact that he's blind now and he can't do his job because apparently blind people can't do anything. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure there's been a blind attorney before. Let's Google it. Is there been a blind attorney before? Let's just look it up right now. Okay, I just looked it up. There is the American Blind Lawyers Association that was established in 1969 by attorneys who recognized the need for blind and low vision lawyers to organize. So there's a whole organization for lawyers and attorneys that are blind. So apparently there's the whole basis of this movie doesn't make any sense. This has been a thing since 1969. This movie came out in 2012. Did they not? What? I didn't know that. That's actually hilarious. But since he's blind, he can no longer be an attorney. I'm just proven wrong, but for the sake of this movie, he can't be an attorney anymore because he's blind. He's talking to Kirby, and then all of a sudden, okay, Kirby, that's still a mess. I'm gonna call him Jack. They call him, or no, his name's not even Jack, it's Silk. I guess they call him Silk throughout the movie. But anyway, Tony Quinn is complaining to Silk, Kirby, whatever his name is, about, again, I don't understand why is he just his butler now? I don't get that. But he's talking to him, and they hear a knock at the door, and he's like, okay, go tell that person to go away. I don't want any visitors right now. Silk ignores him, I guess, and just goes into the other room and just waits, because then this lady walks in, and it's apparently the same lady that he saw at the DA's office, but like the other lady that came and helped him. But this lady tells him that apparently the crime boss killed her dad, so she wants to take him down. But again, she says like it was a car bomb, or they think it was a car bomb, but she's never been able to prove it, so she doesn't even know if it's this guy, but she still thinks it's this guy. So she's like, I'll pay for you to go get surgery for your eyes so that this guy can be taken down, because you can only be an attorney if you're blind, even though I just disproved it, because there's a whole organization started in 1969 for blind lawyers. He's gonna get his eyes fixed. So we get some shots of some doctors, and then about him getting surgery and whatnot. He's got bandages, and all of a sudden his eyes are fixed, but not just fixed like normal.
Okay, Silk. Let's do it.
Oh,
Bright, it's too bright.
Just take a minute. You'll adjust.
No, it's still too bright. Something's wrong.
Don't panic yet. Silk, could you get the lights?
of course.
What is it?
In the dark.
When the lights are on, everything's too bright and he can't see. But as soon as they turn the lights off, he's got night vision, but in the show, it looks like it's green, like a night vision goggles. Does he just see in green? Is it night vision, green night vision? Is everything he sees like green shifted? Regardless, he can see in pitch dark, and he says, "No more doctors. This is a gift, and I'm gonna use it." Again, what? He can see at night, and this is his origin story to become the Black Bat. We then get the weirdest scene in this movie, where apparently he has to go undercover to learn things about the mob boss, but he goes to like this pageant thing, but I can't tell if it's supposed to be like a pageant or like a strip club. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna show it here because there are the ladies not fully clothed, but he's like dressed like in the 70s, like 70s attire. Like, did he go back to the set? When is this set in the 70s? Because that would make sense why he's dressed the way he is. But he learns that there's going to be a gun sale or gun drop or an exchange happening, I believe that night. And we get the most awkward suit-up scene ever. You know how in the movies they do the suit-up scenes and it like takes 2 seconds, and you're like, there's no way it took them 2 seconds to just put all their gear on. Well, this is more accurate because it's super slow. And not only does it show him putting all of his stuff on in his entirety, but it's like in slow-mo. So I think they were just trying to fill time with this, but then we go to the scene of the gun drop, and let's just say that these guys are really cool.
You like?
Yeah, we like.
They're doing the gun drop, and then all of a sudden, the Black Bat shows up. They tell him to get lost, and he seemingly disappears, but then comes back and kills one of the guys with a gun. So he's not like Daredevil or Batman, because he just kills people. But then he does the classic threaten the bad guy and send him back to his boss to let him know that there's someone after him.
You're one of Snake's men, right?
So what?
I want you to give him a message.
Goes back to his boss and basically says, there's this crazy guy in a mask trying to kill everybody, and he's gonna come take you down, he says. And the mob boss is like, you don't know who I am, I can do whatever I want, I'm the boss.
I rule this town with an iron fist. It's gonna take more than a moron in a black suit to put a scare into me.
But as it turns out, he should have been scared, because then we get the opening scene of the movie, just the same shots, exactly in the same order, exactly the same length, no cuts. We get it again. It's just as good the second time. But now we see that the Black Bat, or Tony Quinn, is breaking into the mob boss's warehouse where he keeps all of his illegal guns and stuff. And he beats the bad guy and takes him down. And to top it all off, he throws dynamite into the building and walks away from the explosion without looking back. And that's the end of the movie. I don't know how serious of a director or writer Brett Kelly is, and I don't want to crap on someone if they really think they're making something cool and they put effort into it. I don't want to do that. That's just being me. But I don't know if he thinks this is actually good or if he's just doing it because he can. Like, honestly, this could have been a cool idea if instead of, I mean, this is 2012. YouTube's a thing. People make YouTube videos. Like, why didn't he maybe make a series of short videos that he could have put more time and effort into and put them on YouTube? More people would probably have seen them anyway. The only way that I saw this is because it showed up on Plex. My friend who goes by Dan McGee or Masterpiece, I'll link his channel in the description. He's a cool guy, and he makes like fun little skits and stuff. And he could have done something like that. Okay, my phone ran out of battery, so now I'm using this like weird camera that I have. He could have, you know, made like a short series on YouTube that would have probably gotten more views, and it would have been a better idea. And then he could have put more effort into like, even if there was like a 5-minute video, he could have put more effort into it, and like made it better and like actually like, I don't know, he could have done other things. He didn't have to make like a full feature movie. He didn't have to do that. And also, it's only like an hour and 15 minutes long. It's not even like a full feature film anyway. I hope you guys had a fun time. This was a really crappy movie that I got to watch and I thought it was really funny. I watched it with my wife. She thought it was funny too. Brett Kelly, if you ever see this, keep trying, man. Put a little bit more effort in next time and I think you could nail it. And if you're doing this as a bit, I don't know what to tell you. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing, liking any of the stuff you want to do down there. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.